Welcome back. Now we answer questions from you, our viewers. If you have a question, visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com. Dr. Shabir, the question we have here is this. I want to study Islam and be a scholar when I grow up. But how do Imams and Sheikhs make money? Who pays them? And do they earn enough to live? That's a great question, Dr. Shabir. And a noble goal.
Yeah, exactly. We want to encourage more young people to serve as imams and to, of course, get the qualifications that will get them ready to serve in that capacity. And that's a reasonable question. And in fact, many parents will dissuade their children from pursuing the path of gaining Islamic knowledge, for the purpose of serving in this sort of capacity, because there is so much more money to be made in other fields of activity. So people tend to channel their children towards becoming doctors and lawyers and so on, knowing that there's money to be made there. Of course, those who decide to become imams, shall we put it another way, those who pursue the Islamic learning, as a result of which people eventually recognize them to be capable of leading and then appoint them to be leaders among them, they do not do it for the purpose of monetary gain. They do it for the purpose of pleasing God and for serving the community, promulgating the knowledge which has been revealed by God through his prophets throughout generations and eventually to the last of all of the prophets, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So they do it with that noble intention. But at the same time, imams are human beings and they need to earn a living as well. And those who are devoted to scholarship in every field, they deserve to live. And so the knowledge is recognized for its own value. And this is why, Government of Canada will give scholarships. Government of Ontario will give scholarships. For people to devote themselves to study. Here we're talking about secular study. And why? Why would they do that? Because the knowledge is power. And if the citizens of a country or of a province have knowledge, then that province or country just becomes more powerful as a people. So too with the Islamic Ummah or community. If we have more people who dedicate themselves to knowledge, then first of all, we're fulfilling the Quranic commandment about some people who should yatafaqqahuna fi din. They should become knowledgeable and understanding of the religion. لِيُنذِرُوا قَوْمَهُمْ إِذَا رَجَعُوا إِلَيْهِمْ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ, so that they could warn their people when they come back to them, so that they too should be aware of what God demands of them and stay away from sins and so on. So this is a very important, noble deed to be done within the community, and people need to be prepared for that. And they need to know that if they dedicate themselves to that way of life, then there is a safety net for them. They're not doing that as a goal of making money, but they should know that their needs are taken care of. So, of course, some people who are super dedicated will do it regardless. Whether, through rain or shine, thick or thin, they're there for the sake of God. They just want to do it. And they have trust in God that one way or another, things will work out for them.
Well, I think we have to be honest also that this path is not very well funded. Muslims don't seem to value their imams and sheikhs enough to give them money so that they can have a living wage and be able to support their family and live well in society. So I think that's something that the Muslim community really needs to reflect upon.
Yes.
And invest in our scholarship so that they can benefit the society better.
Definitely. And to complete what you were saying, I believe it'll be a good cap on it to say that Imam Suyuti, one of our greatest scholars from the Middle Ages, said that you can the scholar in a community should be given a stipend, not for the fact that he does anything in particular in the community, but just for the fact that he is a scholar. Why? Because the knowledge that he carries is valuable, and that brings blessings from God within this society. If there was nobody who has this knowledge, then the whole society would be blameworthy. Like when God looks at this community, like, why doesn't anybody in this community have the knowledge which I sent down to my prophets? So from Imam Suyuti's point of view, you should pay the scholar, even if he's not doing anything in particular. But of course, once the scholar has that knowledge, he is going to serve the community in so many different ways, giving advice, giving counsel, guiding people, leading prayers in the mosque, giving sermons in the mosque, presiding over weddings, and so on. and funerals. Now, the question was, how do the imams do actually, in fact, make money? So after all this theorizing, let me get down to this answer. So imams may be paid a salary from their local mosque or the organization in which they are serving. Some may be more adventurous and they may start up their own organization as a charitable enterprise, and they will be paid through the charitable funds of that enterprise that is performing good services to the community. The community recognizes the good services. They fund the organization pays the imam or the faith leader. The faith leader, as I mentioned, would be presiding over weddings probably, and people who are happy that they're getting married would naturally, give a gift to the imam who is presiding. The imam could actually set the fee for the service. People die, and that's a fact of life, and we all have to pass away. Funerals have to be performed, and people want to make sure it is done properly according to the religious dictates. An imam knows how to do it all and will probably preside over all the proceedings, make sure that it is done correctly. The imam would naturally be given a gift by the family of the deceased, and might even be part of his normal religious duties for which he's paid a salary. Some imams may offer private consultations for which they would receive a salary. Of course, all of this needs to be negotiated with the board of directors of the organization that the imam is working for to make sure that everything is transparent and there's no conflict of interest. The imam may actually perform other services for the community. That
they might have speaking fees, for example. Like if they travel, they might have fees associated with that, right?
Exactly. And of course, an imam may be working full-time in another vocation and serving the religious community in a part-time basis as well. So there are many different ways in which imams do make a living. And often, as you said, the imams are neglected. They're paid little or nothing, but we need to recognize as a community that the knowledge they hold is precious, their leadership is important, and that needs to be rewarded. And we need to set the trail for other people to enter this field. Otherwise, it will not be attractive to people. We'll have a brain drain. People will turn to other fields where they can make a decent living. And, who wants to be in a position where they won't earn much and won't be respected. So we need to have respect for our faith leaders and make sure that they are compensated well. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is noted to have said that if somebody does a job for us, then we should make sure that that person has a place to live and a means of transportation. So these are just two examples of the things that are essentials of life that we should make sure that our faith leaders at least do have.
All right. Thank you for that, Shabir.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Muslim Media Hub, the new home of Let the Quran Speak.
Here we spread positivity and good. We help people experience the beauty of Islam and help them appreciate and understand Muslims.
This beautiful building we purchased at cost $2.3 million.
Yeah, we've already raised a third of that money, and with your help, inshallah, we can pay off the rest.
So we're looking for people who can give $1,000 each. If you can be part of the select group, that's amazing.
Otherwise, just please give whatever you can. Every dollar counts.
It's our collective responsibility to share the message of Islam with our fellow human beings. Please help us continue this good work.
It's a sadaqah jariyah, something that will continue to be a benefit to the Muslim community long after Safiyyah and I are gone.
Please support our work at muslimmediahub.com.
Your support is zakat eligible and tax deductible.
May Allah bless you and your loved ones today and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.